Hello team, I hope you are well. So today's Ask Rach is, why do puppies change so much when they reach their teenage years? Okay, so teenage pups are anywhere between 6 and 12 months. They sort of hit teenage time. The smaller the dog, the shorter the adolescent window. The bigger the dog, the longer the adolescent window. They've got more growing to do, okay? So what we tend to find in this period is when puppies used to be able to listen to us, they can't listen to us so much anymore. And they often enter quite a barky stage. They often start barking at stuff that they weren't before. Now, the answer to that lies in the amygdala. When they hit teenage years, what happens is the amygdala grows and it increases the sensitivity to the environment, okay? So stuff that didn't normally trigger an interest in your puppy does with your adolescent, because they are much more sensitive to all the things that are going on in the environment. And that's a very clever thing. They need to be, because at teenagers, what they're starting to do is stray away from their parents, right? They need to be far more aware of what is going on in the world. The other thing that happens is they can get really stuck in their distractions, and they can get really, really tied up in all the novelty of the world. So something fun and new happens and your teenage dog's like, oh, that looks great, I'm into that. And again, this is very sensible, because as a teenager, what we're supposed to be doing is leaving the comfort of the nest and going off to explore the world. And the way that our chemistry is set up to make sure this happens is to make sure that their teenage dogs are rewarded for novelty. Their pleasure centers light up in their brain when they experience novelty, okay? And that can be in the form of other dogs, it can be in the form of squirrels or birds or water, or you name the thing that they like. Their pleasure centers light up when they get to experience it. So this can make for quite a frustrating period of time when we're trying to look after these guys, because they seem to be thwarting us at every turn. So what do we do? Our top tip here at Focus is to go back to basics, okay? Go back to the puppy stuff that you really spent. You remember when they first came and you spent all that time working on a name reflex, making sure that they knew that Bob meant Bob, look at me, and making sure that they knew to look at you and come to you when you asked. A rock solid recall is absolutely your best friend here, okay? Go back to the basics and look at making it easier for them to do the things that they're finding more challenging now. We know their brain chemistry has changed, so instead of expecting stuff that they can't do, we make it a little bit easier for them and ask them stuff before it gets too hard. In line with that, what we'd also say is try avoiding all of the big places with the lots of new stuff in it. Clearly, we do need to keep taking them to places that have new stuff, because otherwise they're going to get too excited by tiny things, right? They need to have some experience of novelty. But if we consistently take them to walks in the woods and they're just overloaded and they're really checking out, they're learning to just check out with us. So to get your behaviours in that you really want to see, to get your training sessions in to make sure that they're as effective as they possibly can do, what we'd say is take them to somewhere as quiet as you can. And if that's the field, if that's the garden, those are places that you want to go and focus with your training. So you want to go to the calmer places, the quieter places, and do your training. If you find you're still struggling, please do reach out and get in touch with us. We do a bespoke adolescent dog training course, because we know teenagers are very hard to do, and we also do some one-on-one work as well, so we can definitely get in and give you a hand with that. But I hope that really helps. Go to a quieter place and really focus on your basics. Good luck.